Hello everybody, this is Natalia Sokolova. Today is December 25th, so if you are celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas. So it's only 7 days left before 2019 starts. It's a very important time of the year to reflect upon 2018 and to decide what did the year bring to you. So I decided that I will create this short video to share some of the things I've learned through my own experience or from studies of the work and inspiration from others, so I can guide you to create the plan or to reflect upon this year so you can have the best possible 2019, and that you can not only visualize your goals but also to accomplish them at the minimum amount of time and effort. So if you're interested in it, then please stay tuned. So let me start by asking you a question. Do you have a habit before the year starts to writing down your goal for next year? If you do so, how do you do it? Do you just visualize one big goal? Are you being specific? Do you break it down? Whatever it is for you, please write it down in the comments below. I would love to see what you're doing and how you're doing it. So, and if you don't do it, I think it's a really wonderful habit to introduce into your life. Okay, so let's go back to a year ago when you were expecting 2018. If you wrote those dreams and goals you wanted to accomplish, please take out that piece of paper. And if you didn't, then try to remember and write them down. Ready? So take a very look in the depth into what you see in front of you. And first, let's circle those things that you were able to accomplish. And for those of you who can see majority of things accomplished, please congratulate yourself and reward yourself with something amazing, because I would say only like less than 10% of people actually do the work and put the effort to accomplish what they set their mind to accomplish. So if you're one of those 10%, you're way ahead of many else. It's time to celebrate yourself. And if you didn't, then let's figure out why and how we can change it. So let's go back to the things that you did accomplish. Next to each circle, please write down what motivated you for that specific goal. What you were so focused on it that you were able to do that thing versus something that you were not able to do. Was it something around your family? Whatever motivated you, I would love to hear it also in the comments. And be always very honest with yourself, because without being honest, you really can't get anywhere in life. And then, let's take all the things that you were not able to do and really also very honestly look at them and say why. I mean, maybe decided to go completely different route, change direction because you thought of a much greater purpose, or just something that's, sometimes that happens. Or maybe you still have that as your goal, but you would just not be able to get there in time. Or is it because you were procrastinating, or something happened with your finances, or you didn't plan clearly through it? Maybe, something happened with your health. Like, in my instance, I had 2 surgeries that were completely not planned that, left me kind of very immobile for a number of months, which actually I'm still am for a little bit. So whatever your reason is, just honestly answer to yourself. And also, please write down what is number 1 reason you think that made you not do what you plan to do. I would love to hear that as well. So now, ready? You have the list of things, everything you wanted to accomplish. Then you have a list of the things you did accomplish and why and what drove you. And a list of the things that you were not able and the reason why behind them. So let's use that and to create something for next year that you will be able to fulfill and turn into reality easier than it was for you this year. I listen to a lot of motivational speakers and I read a lot of books. So there are, for instance, I think a few things from Napoleon Hill book can really change your life. So if you have not read the book Think and Grow Rich, I would highly recommend during this holiday season to pick it up and to spend a few hours in reading that. For instance, a couple of principles that he mentions. First is definitiveness of your purpose. You know, you have to be very clear to set your goal. And your goal has to be a very detailed, very precise goal. So you have to really clearly see what you want to accomplish by the end of 2019. Then you have to explain to yourself, okay, why do I want to have it done? What is that behind my thinking process that makes me want it so much? And if you don't want it so much, you're not going to get it, because in order to accomplish anything in life, you really, really want to have, you have to have a desire. You have to want it so bad that you put it in front of the other things and you plan your life so you can get this done. So that's kind of step number one. And for if you're not, then really think what really drives you. And you're really like, well, I really don't know what to do. What can I do? What is my purpose? You know, start off with asking yourself what I'm the best at, what I enjoy doing, and something that I am good at. And usually those two go hand in hand, because people tend to enjoy the things they're good at. And then, you know, do research and figure out what other people with your skills do, and find something that of interest to you and figure something that what you want to do with your life. So let's say you already set up your purpose, you decided that's what you want to do, and this is where you want to be. Next step is figure out, okay, I know what I want, but what am I willing to give it in return for it? Because you can never get something for nothing. You know, we all live in the world of energy. So if you want to receive something, you have to give it back. So next to the point okay, I want this, say this is what I'm willing to give up for it, or I'm willing to do for it. And that's very, very important without doing this. Then when you realize what you want to do, you need to figure out what kind of skill set would it take to get things done. And see, what do I possess this skill, or if not, then find others who do and create a mastermind with them, because it's easier and quicker, and to get a lot of things done, you want to utilize the skills and resources of other people. For instance, you know, like when I almost died in a car accident, and I was never supposed to walk again, I was only 17 years old, I created a mastermind with my mom, and it was absolutely no way out. I couldn't do a lot of things. She dropped everything, she came over to me, and together we were able to fight it through. And, you know, a few years later, I had a huge modeling career, 2 kids, successful entrepreneur. So I went way beyond doing what I set my mind to do. So finding people to create mastermind with and going about beyond, I think it's one of the most important things, is to always try to go an extra mile. Just to give you a very simple example, you go to the gym and you really want to get into shape, and you're doing, you know, you have your routine of doing, let's say, 3 sets of 12 reps. But if you just add, instead of 12 or whatever you're tired, you know, you feel like your muscles are tired, you know, go do 5 more, or even decrease the weight if you can't do any more, you know, decrease the weight by half, but do like 5 more. That a little bit push will help you to get in the shape way faster than if you just go and do the same routine over and over again. This applies to a lot of other principles of life. So if you're willing to go an extra mile, you will succeed. You have a much higher chance to succeed. Also, if you put more hours in a day into getting specific tasks done, I mean, it's a simple math. Come on, if you're, you know, putting 40 hours a week on a project versus you putting 10 hours or 5 hours a week, how much time is going to get you to get there? So that's why so many successful people who are driven, you can see them working long hours. But don't forget to get enough rest, because if your body is depleted and exhausted, you will not go too far. That goes for eating healthy, staying in good shape, and taking care of your body, because only the healthy mind can only live in a healthy body. So then I would say the next thing that is quite important going to that is self-discipline. Because when you're tired and you're focused on one thing, it's sometimes very hard to get up, especially after a night with not enough hours of sleep, and to get up early to go work out or whatever your morning routine is. So self-discipline is very important. And as well as very important to set up a morning routine that you stick with every day. It will help you to build up your self-discipline if you're doing same thing every morning, day after day. It gets your brain into repetitive function that every day it's get easier and easier and easier to have much more productive days. So I would say those are very good things to start with. So when you're planning for 2019, look back at your list of the things and think about what I just told you. And go back again to what you wrote and compare it to those little things that I just mentioned. Stand in front of the mirror and ask yourself, honestly, why I didn't do it. What stopped me from doing it? Did I really want it that badly? Was it fear that stopped me? Any kind of fear? What kind of fear that is? And did I really want it bad enough? When you can analyze all of those answers very honestly, and if you want my feedback, please write your comments. I'll be happy to respond to you. Then you can create an honest plan for 2019 that would be based upon more realistic expectations of what are you willing to give up, how much time you're willing and effort to put into it, how much self-discipline you're willing to put into it as well. And only then you can really create something that you think you can attain by breaking it down into small daily steps. So I really hope it helps, and please write your comments and suggestions below about any positive, negative. I love the feedback. I love criticism. I would love to hear from you. And as well, if you want me to cover anything else, send it, write it below, and I'll address it in my next video. So thank you so much, and get ready for the new year. Have a great one.